You weren't recording.
No, I wasn't. Why wasn't I recording? Thank you for coming back here to the show. Um, so yeah, first time we met, I was buying beer. And you didn't like the fact I was buying beer.
I didn't care. I just
You made a comment like I was stupid for buying beer.
no.
No,
It
you made
was like
a comment.
it was close. What was it? 7 in the morning?
No, I got off at 1:30. I was like, when I was leaving work one day, 7 in the morning.
No,
What
I
the
think
fuck?
I think it was earlier. It was definitely earlier because otherwise why would I make a comment? It was morning.
That's why you made the comment. You remember that specifically because it was morning?
Yes, it was
No,
morning.
no, Diana. I remember we ordered it. Like, we found out, me and Katie found out that we had access to. Katie was my secretary, by the way.
Your secretary.
She found out, or she had told me that we can control, we can kind of like, not control, but we can kind of uh, order beer, whatever we want to try. Like, we put in a suggestion to the buyer, and they would approve it or not approve it, but they were approving left and right. Like, they do it like, yeah, fuck yeah, that's, and one of them was Stone Brewery. I myself like put in for, it'd be cool if we sold Stone here, and they accepted the offer. And that was that first day it came in, and I was like, it's because I bought it. It's because I ordered it. So I thought it was so cool, and I bought it, and I had a 6-pack. I think it was a 6-pack. Yeah, it was just a 6-pack of Stone. And you were cashiering, you were ringing people up, and you had no one in your line. So I was like,
it was morning.
I got off of work at
No.
1:30. I went straight home.
No.
There's no way you could take a half sick at Sam's Club.
No, it had to be it had to be morning because
It didn't open till 10. It means 7 in the morning.
no, for business members?
We open at 9 for business members. An hour
No,
early. Oh, you're right. 7.
7.
You open at 7. You're right.
No, it was early. I'm not saying it was 7 in the morning, but I want to think it was maybe around 9 o'clock. So I don't know if you bought it.
Oh, so now it went from 7 to 9 o'clock.
No. What I'm trying to say, I mean, ultimately, it wasn't 1 o'clock. Otherwise, it would have been way more people at 1 o'clock.
There was never people in there.
There was people. It was early. Otherwise, I wouldn't have made the comment of why are you drinking so early?
You didn't make that comment.
I feel like I did.
No, the comment you made was, "Oh, what are you doing?" Or I said, "You said, what are you doing tonight? Having a good night or something like that?" And I go, "Yeah, I'm gonna drink." You're like, "Why? Why?" Like, if it was like you wanted to know what the occasion was, and I was like, "Cause it's the weekend." You go, "That's not a reason to drink." That's what you said. Just because it's the weekend doesn't mean it's a reason to drink, which is like literally a metaphor for our relationship. Right? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was like we were already arguing right there. Like, that was like our arguments. We knew what the arguments were going to be without knowing. Anyways, first time we met, worked at Sam's Club together. But what else?
But we've already talked about this many times.
No, we have not.
No, yeah, we have. Let's move on to something more interesting.
I just brought that up to break the ice.
Oh.
Because I'm really anxious right now with all this mechanical failures of my stuff. All my stuff's breaking around me. So what else? What have you been reading?
Nothing.
You've not been reading any literature?
No, I have not been reading anything. I've been listening.
Oh, yeah.
But yes. I finished the Britney Spears memoir.
What's it called?
A Woman in Me? The
Oh.
Woman in Me? I don't know.
My phone's recording, so we have to be accurate as hell.
Okay.
On here. We can't just say the Britney Spears memoir. We have to say the name of it so that people understand.
It's called The Woman in Me.
Oh, so you're right. The Woman in Me.
Mm-hmm.
That's a weird title. But I read it as well, and it's a very, very good story. I didn't know half the shit that was in that book. I mean, I kind of had an idea, but I didn't know that it was such a big deal for her to be. I never knew. I heard she was in a conservatorship for many years, but I never knew the depths of what that meant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Being in a conservatorship.
I think we all saw whatever um the media wanted us to see. Just like everything else when it comes down to celebrities. But yes, I agree with you. It's a good book.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good book. And it took me a while to, when you told me, oh, it's about 5 hours, I'm like, oh yeah, I can do it in one day. I'll do it. I'll listen to it when I'm at work. But I couldn't. I found myself needing to like concentrate either at my work or listening to the book. And then also I found myself getting depressed by listening to it. And I had to stop. I even considered not finishing it just because it was just too sad, too depressing. But then when I was going through those feelings, I noticed that was like the darkest part of the book.
Right.
After that,
the kid stuff.
Yes.
That's what, as a mother, you probably were. I thought about that too as a father. Like, that's crazy, dude.
Yes.
It's crazy that they're allowed to just take your kids away like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I really feel for her. I really do. And it's terrible. Terrible. No matter, I mean, I know there's so many women out there that are not good moms because we've seen what they've done to their children, or I mean, you name it. But if the story is the way she said it, it's really sad that she had no opportunity, no say into how she was going to live her life, and they just took away her kids for no reason, because there wasn't literally a reason. It was just,
well, it was because they thought she was unfit to be a mother, considering all the like one of the things that she mentioned in the book, which she never really talked about. She kind of touched on it, but she didn't go in depth of what you could think of as like a parent or as someone who, like, let's say for example, our kid. Let's say we had a Britney Spears daughter, right? A superstar. She's making all this money, and she is the breadwinner. Like, she's making all this money for us to live our lives. So we have to make sure she doesn't lose her mind, right? Like, look at it from like devil's advocate, playing devil's advocate right now. Like, look at it from the other side. One of the first things she did that was wild as fuck, which is, yeah, what the fuck are you thinking, girl? She got married in Vegas. Just some random dude. Some guy she went to high school with. They just were drinking. Like, instantly, all the fortune can go to him. Just some random guy. Because she just made some drunk mistake one night. And that's why they had to sit her down and go, do an annulment now. That's a red flag right there. When she makes those mistakes. And so that's a reason to be like, hey, like, I'm not saying that they're right, the parents, but that's one reason to be like, hey, we're going to hold your kids away from you if you don't act right.
But it also sounds like in the beginning of her career, her parents were not around. They sent, the one that was with her was the mom's friend.
Right.
So.
Right. They probably didn't think it was going to go anywhere. That's until it became a thing. That's when they took hold of the steering wheel, which is crazy. But that's my thing is that's, I think, what scared them that some random dude could take their inheritance, their some random dude that she just married for one night. One night she was drunk.
Yeah, which is true. I see that, but honestly, I didn't think that the things that she did before actually once she had children, because it sounded also like once she had children, she started to focus or wanted to focus on a family. and her kids. And
Mhm.
she had them back to back, which is another thing for a woman.
Yeah.
It's hard.
And I don't know because I was young, but was postpartum depression always a thing?
Ha-
Has postpartum depression always been a thing for
yes.
women?
Yes.
So, but I never heard of it until you started having kids. Or Marissa kind of had something like that, but I didn't know it was like
I mean,
common.
it's not that not everybody gets it, but yeah, it's always been around.
I didn't know it was common.
It's yeah, you have no control over your emotions, over your hormones. Literally, the moment you get pregnant, you have no control over your body. Your body's no longer yours until a year later, maybe once your hormones get to, balance out. I feel like now, a year later, I'm feeling better. I'm less emotional. Actually, my hair, whenever I go get it done, it's actually um responding to the color because that was another problem we were having. I would go color my hair and they couldn't tone it because we didn't know why. Oh, it must be the hormones. Breastfeeding, um, postpartum. So it's also sounded like Britney Spears. She had just this baggage of things from being a child, being raised into this family where everybody from left and right had issues, and then becoming a star, and then her parents being absent, and she's been forced to grow quickly because she's a star, and now seeing she's we or yeah, we see her as this sex symbol because that's how they were trying to put her. um she couldn't. I mean, I feel like she couldn't even take a breath to be like, okay, this is who I really am. No, she was like on the go, go, go. I don't know. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to understand, but it's very easy to blame the parents.
Well, yeah, like you said, she kind of, without saying it, she kind of went into her parents' issues. Like her dad was an alcoholic. Her mom was like, I don't know what her mom's problem was. Her mom was just weird.
Well, her mom was never. It sounded like her mom was never happy because it sounded like she wanted to leave the dad right after they got married because the dad was an alcoholic. Not sure if he was abusive, but he was an alcoholic. And so she wasn't the mom allowed to, I forget the part, but she wasn't happy. She said it like she wanted to go back home after she had their first son. And so they thought by having another children or another kid, things would be better in their marriage. And then also, she gets pregnant the third time and she falls into really deep postpartum depression to where she couldn't go with Britney Spears anywhere because she was so consumed in her depression.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's crazy. Sad, really sad,
Yes.
really sad. I feel like that's more of like a, uh, more of like a, I don't know how to explain it when it comes to her issues. Like it's just kind of like a diary of her issues, of her how she is the way she is, and why she is the way she is, and why she does the dancing on TikToks. Like she wants to be free. She says all those dances. She
Well,
says
because I mean, yeah,
she's a dancer.
she's a dancer, and all these years she's been told what to do, what not to do,
Yeah.
and what moves to make, and now she's Hibachi Britney. She can do she can do whatever she
Hibachi
wants,
Britney.
whatever she wants.
Right. The book was the book was really hard on Justin Timberlake. I mean, it wasn't hard, I don't think. She didn't go in on him, but people went in on him after she talked about him and what they went through.
Well, people had an image of Justin Timberlake like, I don't know, the good guy. The good guy. And the good popular guy, um, and then gets married and has a perfect family. He has a perfect wife and perfect family. So that's the image that we've all seen up until now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm, or maybe, I mean, I've never really followed him besides, I mean, no, I've never been a follower of Justin Timberlake. And maybe there is a lot more in truth about the way, Britney Spears. But since, like I said, we don't follow him or we're not fans, we don't know the truth.
Of Justin Timberlake?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Or I've never heard any stories besides.
really? Have you ever heard any stories of Justin Timberlake? He
No.
cheats a lot. That's something I've heard for years. You never heard of that? He cheats on Jessica Alba too. He's married to Jessica Alba.
Yeah.
Who's like really
No,
pretty.
he's not married to Jessica Alba. He's married to Jessica
Biel. Oof, I got the wrong one.
Yeah.
Jessica Biel. And yeah, I heard he cheats on her all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've heard that for years. But like, I mean, no one. I mean, it's just like a thing that everyone knows. And then like, so another thing too. Well, another thing too that people used to, you got mad at him for, or no, it happened recently. So fairly recently, where Justin Timberlake, remember back in the day, him and Janet Jackson did a halftime show,
Mm-hmm.
and he accidentally ripped off her bra, and you saw her nipple.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
So from that situation, this is on the Britney documentary. So she was shunned. Janet Jackson was shunned after that day. Like, oh my God, how could you do that? She didn't even do it. Justin Timberlake did it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Justin Timberlake did not take a dent in his career at all. Like everything was free flowing still since then. And all of a sudden now, ever since the Britney documentary, like a year ago, 2 years ago, people started throwing a fit, saying like, "Fuck Justin Timberlake, dude! Like he's an asshole. He never even apologized or nothing." And he made a public statement saying like, "I'm sorry. I know women are like the best," and she's pandering to the women. And it was so fucking funny how they shut him down again.
Okay.
Social media was like, "Fuck you, Justin Timberlake. Shut the fuck up."
When that happened, to me, it looked like it was staged.
Yeah, same with me, but it wasn't. It was not staged.
How is it that
it was a wardrobe malfunction? They called it.
Okay, I mean, how? Yeah, no. I mean, I don't believe it. And if it is true, I mean, that really sucks because these artists put so much time and effort into this performance for the Super Bowl to where there's going to be a malfunction of the I forgot the word, of the outfit. Janet Jackson?
Yeah.
No, and it almost looked like it was Velcro. It was indicated to work that way. Come on.
That was the I understand exactly what you're saying. Like 100%. It looked fake. It looked like it was staged. But apparently, maybe it was, but they're trying to play like it wasn't, or there's a reason why. I don't know why.
So for what reason he needed to make that move?
Exactly.
It's like, no.
And even then, she had something on her nipple. She had something covering her nipple. You could still see her nipple. She had like a tassel on it or something like that.
What was the? Yeah, I mean,
if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's what happened.
Tassel.
Yeah, it was something like covering it still. Something covering it still. Like it wasn't like they even like that's why I thought it was staged, because it was like they still weren't showing the nipple even after he had exposed her breast. Anyways, Justin Timberlake. What do you think about Justin Timberlake? What how would you sum him up? Justin Timberlake. JT. Which is they refer to him in the book. JT or just J? Was it just J?
J. I think it was J. They were young. I forget how old they were when they were dating, but they were really young. And he broke up with her, I believe, over the phone.
Yeah.
Over a text.
I think she said through a text.
Through a text. I mean, that's a pretty douche move.
Yeah.
But again, how old were they? 19?
Yeah.
Okay. I can expect that from a 19-year-old. The one thing that it really bothered me is that he breaks up with her through a text. She decides to, take a few days to, go through the breakup. And he goes over and looks for her to see how she's doing. Why? You broke up with her. Why do you need to go back and see how she's doing? I mean, they're going to say, oh, I mean, he was still caring for her. No. You break up with someone for a reason, for reasons.
Now that you mention it, that is pretty weird how he'd break up with her through a text and then go see her and see how she's doing afterwards.
And then writes her and
cold-blooded.
Right. And then writes her a letter saying how much he misses her and needs her. But I'm breaking up with you still. No. That is horrible.
Getting excited.
I mean, it's upsetting and the whole abortion situation, I understand. They were both of them probably not gonna be, ready.
Nah.
But
I don't believe that. That baby would have been the cutest 30-year-old right now. They'd be 30 years old.
30 years old, right?
Right?
No.
Well, it was 2001. So, they'd be like 22.
22. Yeah.
The woman in me. I think that's funny. It's really funny. All the backlash. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy because like that's something that I think people don't know is like mainly that's what it is. It's like people saw her bald, hitting fucking cars and like going crazy and shit and like, oh, Britney's crazy. But it's when you put it in perspective and go, well, you do realize they just took her kids, right?
These paparazzis were just attacking her and making fun of her, asking her, how does it feel not to be able to see your children?
Well, yeah. Well, that's the point of being a paparazzi. You got to be a dick.
And you expect and you want, obviously they're doing it because they want a reaction.
Yes. Oh, yeah. That's what, remember one of them said. She said,
Yeah.
One of them said, like, I made a comment,
Yeah.
like, it's the most expensive mistake of her life or something like that.
Yeah. And I feel like the reactions that she had were very mild.
Yes. And that's what people don't understand now is that is like if someone takes my kids, I would probably go crazy like that too. You know what I mean? Like and I get that now, but at that time I didn't put two and two together. Like I guess I was aware she had kids, but I didn't know that she was trying. I mean, maybe I did and I didn't care. But all I know is that this Britney crazy shit is like.
But they made
intense.
it sound like, oh, they took away the kids because she's an unfit mother.
Right.
But there was nothing that she did.
No.
Nothing. She didn't do anything.
Nope.
They just took them away for no reason. And that's...
They took away to use them against her. To like make her do what they want her to do. That's why they did that. They would always threaten her with like remember the dad would say like later on.
But that was later on.
But they did the same thing. They were using the kids as a move towards her. Like do what we say or we're taking your kids away. Like that's exactly what it was. Like play ball or you can't see your kids. That's how it always was the whole time.
Yeah.
From the beginning. Like they would use the kids against her, which was crazy. And that sucks that like they're 18 and now that like they're out, like they could do their own thing and they can't hold them against her anymore. That's probably why she got out of that's probably why she was able to get out of the conservatorship because her kids are now legally able to take care of themselves. That's probably one of the main reasons why. Or maybe like I'm saying, maybe like what we're talking about earlier. Maybe we don't know what's going on. Maybe she is an unfit parent. Maybe she is crazy. Maybe we're saying her side of the story. Maybe there's things that she's not saying that happened. You sent me that video of Timbaland. So Timbaland is very well known in the music world for producing a lot of beats for many people, like Kanye, of course, Jay-Z. He helped out Aaliyah in the past. He did Genuine, Missy Elliott. So there's a video.
Crimea River is making headlines again because of Britney's memoir. She's saying that
she's going crazy, right? I want to call her JT, man. You got to put a muzzle on that girl. But you know what? We live in the age of social media and viral. Everybody want to go viral. I get it, because that's the way you make money. Go viral. I got to do something to get people attention.
And he makes a comment.
He says, I need to call Justin and tell him to put a muzzle on her.
Yes.
And everybody in that crowd must have been Timbaland fans because they were all laughing.
Yes.
Wasn't that funny? A joke.
No.
And honestly, it's interesting because I would have agreed with him. I would have laughed too before I read the memoir. But now that I read the memoir, I'm like, nah, dude. Like, unless she's lying, but I don't think she's lying. I really do believe that video, for the gist, most of that, considering. And I just assumed that Timbaland said it as a joke, and I could see that, but it wasn't good. It wasn't a good joke.
No,
considering what's going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, considering like if you read that book, I don't think he would have said the same thing. I hope he wouldn't have said the same thing.
And I mean, honestly, it wasn't that bad. Whatever she shared about Justin Timberlake, I mean,
it wasn't.
It was just
her fans are like tearing him up just because they're so emotional about it. But like, it's mainly the fans who are going off on. Like I said, Justin Timberlake tried to tweet about this like a year ago, 2 years ago, like when the Britney movement started happening. Basically, his whole feed, he had to like block the comments or take down the post because everyone was just like, "Fuck you." He was trying to like backpedal and be like, "Hey, guys, like, I sympathize with you." Trying to play the politician.
Did anybody ask him, or he just decided to go on there?
No, but that's my point. And mainly it was because of the remember, it was because of the we saw the documentary, and it was the part mainly that was trending on Twitter at around that time was the part where Justin Timberlake was on a radio interview.
Did you Britney Spears? Yes or no?
Oh man,
come on, man.
Okay, I did it. No.
And like the Twitter was just like, how disgusting, like what a fucking jerk. And then he that because of that clip, he's like, yeah, I understand, it was wrong what I did, and it was tasteless, and I understand girls should not be treated that way.
And was he talking about Britney Spears?
Yes, he was talking about he was mainly talking about like I wish her all the best, and I shouldn't have said that. Like, it was very insensitive of me. I shouldn't have done that. He was trying to play the nice guy, trying to play the nice role, but nobody gave a fuck. They were all like, "Fuck you!" Like every comment was like, "Fuck you, shut the fuck up," and like the same thing you said. No one asked you to make a statement. Anyways, this video of Timbaland that we saw. You didn't finish it, but it goes into because of that tweet or because of that muzzle comment, Missy Elliott stopped following him on social media.
Really?
Missy Elliott stopped following him on social media, according to the news.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's just not the right thing to say.
Missy, they named the celebrities that stopped following. There was a lot of them, but Missy Elliott stopped following Timbaland. Like, what is going on?
Justin Timberlake should stop following.
I thought of that. Like, if she would have done that, that would be even worse. Worse. Dude. Anyways, and then Timbaland goes on. This YouTuber that you pointed out, which we should shout him out, ended up getting into some real shit. Like, I'm surprised he posted that. And he posted a video of Timbaland. He was just going off on Timbaland's character. And he ended up talking about how
I'm gonna give up a little secret. I was in love with her. I said, but I'm not. She's just a baby. I'm old.
Because she was 16 at the time, or like 14, and he was like 22, 23. So it was documented that he was saying the story when everyone knows how old they were at that time. And then he goes on to say,
I said to myself,
I was gonna be her brother. Oh man, I was fighting a big war. But I love Aaliyah.
Which is like, dude.
It's even worse.
Right, but like that's like
That's like pedophile.
right. It's like, dude, you're just hitting the whole. You're hitting all the
Just
fucking.
be quiet.
Yeah, you're hitting all the nose right there in one fucking talk in one interview, and then I couldn't find the audio, but there's audio of him saying that, right? How he wanted to be with her and he had the big brother role, but there was written statements saying that he had mentioned somewhere, I couldn't find the audio, that he married his wife because she looked like Aaliyah. First off,
Oh my gosh.
why would you admit that?
Yep.
And
Why?
second of all, how do you think she feels?
That's terrible.
Right. And third, what the fuck is he thinking? What the fuck is he thinking?
Well, it sounds like he was what do you call it? I'm forgetting all my words right now.
Drunk?
No, not drunk. I can't think of the word.
High. He was high as fuck when he said that.
No, he wasn't high.
He was what?
I'm trying to think. I can't think of the word. Obsessed. He was obsessed with her to where he needed to find a replica.
Well, my thing is this. I feel like I would not be surprised if it came out later that he would have sex to Aaliyah's music.
Oh God!
I would be like, not surprised at all. Like if someone was like, "Hey, did you hear? Like when Timbaland died, or he's dead," and like they revealed all these like trunk full of stuff, like a diaries and shit, and they revealed that he could only orgasm listening to Aaliyah songs. I'd be like this, not surprised at all, at all. Really? You're not surprised? He married his wife because she looked like Aaliyah.
Have you seen the wife?
No, I've never seen her, but according to this,
I wonder if she does look like.
You want to see her?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Oh wait.
Oh shit!
Oh. Yeah.
That's crazy. She's really pretty.
Monique Mosley?
Yeah, that's her. Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. She does look a little bit like her.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, anyways, interesting. I thought it was so interesting that that was news. So last time we were sitting down like this, we were trying to record a podcast for our Halloween episode.
Yes.
And that did not go well at all. Not at all. I screwed up. I'm still learning how to do stuff. And I screwed up the audio. Not for the first time, but I've screwed up the audio. Even though we were set to do real good things. It was really funny. Especially we had a special guest. It was me, my wife, and then her brother Georgie. And Georgie had a very interesting perspective on a lot of things. Mainly because a lot of the stuff just went right over his head, right? Right? We were asking him questions about stuff. And he just was saying something else.
I forget.
Yeah. But he was just being
he was really funny because
he was it was innocent but arrogant at the same time. Or ignorant. Ignorant.
It wasn't ignorant. I think
naive.
Maybe naive. Maybe naive.
Right. It's the nice way to do it.
Or lack of knowledge.
There's a movie called Kingpin when they're like, we're looking for our friend. He's a little bit trying to say he's stupid. And he's Amish, so he doesn't know anything about the real world. So he's confused, lost. And they go and he's kind of like stupid a little bit. The guy knows who he's talking about, and he goes naive. I'd say naive. He's naive. That's the nice way of calling someone.
Okay, I never said my brother's stupid. Okay?
No, but it's the nice way. It's not ignorant, not arrogant. You know what I mean? Naive.
Nice.
Right. It's just a nice way of calling someone who doesn't have all the cookies in the cookie drawer. You know what I mean? Or like he's one sandwich short, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, what were you dressed up as for Halloween?
I was a skeleton.
Yes, you were.
Yeah.
And he was Scream.
Scream.
And I was a musical artist. A musical genius.
Oh, now he's a genius.
No. Not Kanye West, Oliver Tree. But and we did what else did we talk about? We talked about the Britney stuff. We didn't read the book at that point, but we had talked about Britney's conservatorship because he didn't know what a conservatorship was.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that shit was failure. Big time failure. Talked about a lot of Instagram stuff, which we can go through here. But I wanted you to see some stuff. Anyways, the Timbaland. But let's see here. Oh, that's a story. We talked about it earlier today. Will Smith, one of his lovers exposed him.
What?
His men lovers. A man exposed Will Smith.
A guy?
Yeah. Which is not. We've all heard that.
I've never heard of
Have
that.
you ever heard him being homosexual?
No.
Will Smith?
Right. No.
You never heard?
No.
Really?
But I mean, I'm not
For
surprised at
years.
this point. It's like they've had an open relationship for so many years. It was the one with the burrito.
That was the one. What did he say?
He's like, she must have been hungry, or she didn't have breakfast.
She's like, she didn't have breakfast that day. That's what it was. That's what it was.
Oh, I remember. We talked about the story of the frozen embryos after 30 years, and his logic was, well, that's sad. So that tells me, he's like, so poor kids, their parents never wanted them. Remember how he said something?
Right. So explain that. Elaborate on that a little bit. Well, we're talking about this group of, was it a girl? A guy?
So
They both did it?
no, so I can't remember the full story, but it sounds like this woman froze her eggs and they were embryos. So she had a few embryos. I don't know what happened to where she didn't utilize the embryos. And so they stayed frozen for 30 years. And these embryos were donated. And so the story was that this couple had adopted these embryos that had been frozen for 30 years, and now they have 2 babies. And it was such an interesting story of how, these embryos survived frozen for 30 years and now they're babies.
Right.
And I wanted to share that story that I found. And Georgie's immediate reaction was like, well, that must be sad because the mom never wanted them since the beginning.
Right. No, but that was not the case.
That was not the case.
Right.
So, yeah, always thinking negative.
Right. Look at this one. I want to show you this one. Look at when someone is vacuuming and you're on the couch. Look at this one. Looks like Biden got enough cake on his birthday for everyone. This is so dumb.
What? Oh, I saw that one.
I told you this. I said it's
Yeah.
remember. You find one. It's really good. Fake Drake. Fake Drake.
For Halloween.
I don't know. I look at R. Kelly in prison.
My mind's telling me no, but my body's telling me yes, baby.
And the wild style.
I don't want to hurt nobody, but there is something that I must confess.
He's a really good singer. That's so sad.
Sing, nigga, you know you don't.
No?
No, yeah, he has great vocals, yeah.
That's one of his most popular songs.
No, it's not. It's Do you have your passport? Do you have your
Yeah.
shots?
Yeah.
Do you want to
And-
come to
and
America?
When I was editing the video, the best part was like you don't hear it in the beginning. He goes, I got a problem, guys. He's on stage. He goes, I just broke up with my girlfriend. He goes, I forgot what he goes. And I love you guys, and I want to take all of you with me, but I can only take one of you.
Do you have your passport?
Yeah. But there's one question I got to ask you. Do you have your passport? Did you get your shots?
Do you want to come to America?
The HR lady reading my email and asking if I called my coworker Big Back.
It's true. None of it's true. It's BS. They made it up. They lie. None of it's true. None of it's true. It's BS. They made it up. They lie.
Get your ass out of here. If you got license, you sold it.
I mean, I just want to fish, ma'am.
Oh, no, hell, you can't fish. You don't know how to fish. You don't even wear the right kind of clothes. You got damn stupid shoes on anyway. Where'd you get them ugly britches? You asshole. Get your ass out of here. If you got license, you sold it.
I mean, I just want to fish, ma'am.
She's really good at her quips.
You don't know how to fish.
My God.
You don't even wear the right kind of clothes.
I passed it. How did I
You
pass
got
it?
damn stupid shoes on.
Each time when I come here, I am abused.
Yeah, anyways. I thought it was really funny.
What are your plans for next year?
Not drinking alcohol? Is that what you want me to say?
No, actually, I wasn't thinking about that.
What were you thinking about?
No, I just wanted to ask, what are your
What are
plans?
my New Year's resolutions?
Yeah.
My New Year's resolution is probably be more financially stable. Try to pay off some bills. Try to pay off my car.
You have a car now?
I have a car now. We can talk about that. I haven't talked about that on the podcast.
No.
No.
What happened?
September 20th.
Oh, you
2023.
oh wow,
I
you
remember the day.
remember the day? Wait. No, it wasn't September 20th.
What day was it then? It was September 20th. It was right before I was supposed to go to Seattle.
No, I know that for sure. But it wasn't September 20th cuz it was after anniversary. It was a week after.
Maybe you're right.
It was the last week of September.
Maybe it's
Like
27th,
the 25th.
27th, or I don't know. Anyways, I got the date wrong. Thank you. We did everything normal. Went to bed, me and you, and then 2 a.m, a police officer knocked on our door and informed me that we were our car, our Kia Optima, was found in the middle of a street out here, far away from here. It was abandoned. My car was abandoned in the middle of the road. I was like, what the fuck? And basically someone stole my car from my parking spot and drove it out. Joyriding. Just trashed it. At the time, I felt like our insurance company was taking their time. But realistically, you look back on it, it happened real quick. Like everything was real quick. But I was like worried because I think you kind of were like, you got to be on them. But
Which you did because you had the worst claim adjuster.
Well, I mean, like I said, it felt like that at the time. But literally, that whole thing was less than 2 weeks. And that's like pretty good considering. Like, who knows how long it could win. Anyways, I was able to get cashed out for it. And it sucked. I went a while without a car, which sucked. The insurance covered some of the cost of a rental, but not all of it. And then it got kind of pricey, so we had to stop. And then we were going out of town for a weekend, so it was just a whole mess. Like a lot of stuff going in once. And then we just, right before my car got stolen, we just got back into the apartment because we had a mold problem. We had to be out of here for 2 weeks. It was just a crazy 2 months, and my son won't sleep
Our son
still.
still doesn't
And it's
sleep,
been a
so
year.
he's not
He's
really.
13 months old, and he still doesn't want to sleep. It's crazy, bro. But yeah, everything's been settled. I have a car now, and we're all good now. But yeah, it was pretty scary at the time. I never been through that situation before. My car getting stolen, but everything worked out. I haven't talked about it yet. I don't know why I haven't, but yeah.
So I found out yesterday that the president of the company where I work, his car got stolen from in front of his house this week. Um, and my boss would joke around with him for ever since I've been working there, because he has multiple cars, but he had a 1995 Grand Jeep Cherokee. And so those are, I guess, wanted cars, especially, I guess, across the border. They're they're good cars. We know that Jeeps are high in value. And so it was in 1995. He rebuilt everything, like engine wise, inside. Like that was, I guess his trophy car that he really took care of it. And so they stole it from in front of his house this week. He mentioned it to one of my coworkers. And so he's like, I'm really bummed because he's like, I don't think the insurance company is going to pay me out everything that I invested. I mean, this is an older car, but he went to do the police report, and they're like, oh yeah, like we get like at least 90 cars a month are being stolen here in San Diego. Like what? At least. It's terrible.
Yeah. It turned out my car was a Kia Optima, which there's this TikTok trend going around, or there was, maybe not anymore. It's a couple months ago, but it ended up being like you can pop the ignition open and then just use a USB stick to like start the ignition. And I was like, what? And the cop told me that when I was there in the situation, like standing there with the broken glass on the floor. They popped a window open, they broke a window open, and they went in there and they did that. That's what he said. That's what he said happened, probably, because he must have seen the car, because it's not like he saw the car.
Right.
The police officer, this is La Mesa PD, but he said that SDPD, but the way maybe they conveyed it to him on the radio, but it was a thing where he was saying that it could be a possible victim of a TikTok trend going on right now with Hondas and Kia Optimas. And I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, why?
Which obviously, after everything that happened, it sounds like it is true, because they took nothing from the car.
No, they didn't. No,
No.
and even then, like, there was nothing to take. I don't keep anything in there. Like, I had hats, and they didn't touch any of the hats.
But they didn't do anything to the car besides break the ignition. Like, they didn't do no parts were taken.
No.
They just,
as far as I know,
they wrecked the car.
I don't know about underneath. I didn't look at it. But yeah, who knows? And even then, it's just like, come on, dude. Like, really?
So
Anyways.
it's a sad feeling, because even then, like, it was your car, but I felt like, oh man, it sucks. The feeling of that, like,
Being
stealing,
violated.
Yes.
Yeah, I know that feeling very well. I've had it happen my whole life. Like, like I've had my house broken into, robbed all the time when I was a kid. So it's like, I get it. And I think maybe because of that, it was easier this time to be like, whatever, dude.
Yeah.
It was easier, but it doesn't change the fact that it doesn't feel good.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
But maybe if we would have taken care of the recalls and the messages that they've sent us, then it would have not happened.
Well, didn't you tell me, like, after that there was a recall that catches on fire and shit?
Well, we just got another recall about it's been these cars are getting they're catching on fire. But then there was another one they sent to where they were going to like put a double security on the ignition, because these cars are being broken into. And we had the letter, but I guess we never thought about it.
I didn't see it.
Well, we saw it after.
Oh yeah.
And so maybe, who knows? But We were really lucky that, you know, they paid you out
Yeah.
enough money for us to be able to get a new car, because that's another thing, you know. They just, things like this
Not a new car, but get into another vehicle.
mess you up, you know, financially, when you're not, you know, considering getting a new car, for example,
Yeah,
you know.
well, that's my thing. I had it paid off, and I was hoping to chill like that for a couple of years because it was like low miles. It was
Yeah.
like 50, barely hit 50 miles, 50,000 miles, I think. Maybe 60, 70.
It had 70.
Yeah, it was barely hit that, which was like,
Yeah.
sucks.
But
And I see that car everywhere now. It's like, fuck, dude. Why didn't they steal that one?
yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, it sucked.
Honey.
Thank you so much for doing this. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Thanksgiving was great. I loved Halloween. It was so cool. Both those holidays were great. We had such a good time.
You know, oh, what happened here? Did we tell Alexa to turn off the Christmas tree? That's weird. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Happy New Year.